Yeah. Okay. What's I see a lot of people up in arms about that Jewish what's the big influence group, the super whatever it's called, the
ADL.
Starts with an A.
APAC.
Yeah.
APAC, is that it?
I think it's American Israeli Political Action Conference or Committee.
I see them getting a lot of flack these days. I usually have, I feel like I can take the temperature of the room and kind of see how a world event might, because it's usually black and white, red and blue. But this time around with this Israeli thing, the left really don't know exactly how to feel about it.
Yeah.
It's a rather divisive issue on the left, and just to some extent on the right, but not nearly as much, I don't think. You've got the evangelical Christians are always going to stand with God's chosen people and the Holy Land, et cetera, et cetera. So just done, the far right. So, but on the left, you've got a substantial amount of people who are like rocking that Palestinian flag and talking about, terrorism, basically, like there's some rough customers on the left, and they're really showing what they meant the whole time. A lot of the BLM, I loved when I saw the Chicago BLM Twitter like tweet out the Palestinian flagged out paramotor or whatever with the gun, and like that's great.
Did they?
That was insane. I thought that was a parody. I retweeted that. I thought it was a fucking parody at first. I didn't think it was real.
No, it's like a paramotor outlined with the Palestinian colors like edited onto it, and like a gun on top or something, like an AK or something.
Here's why that's so crazy to me. I could get mildly on board with someone who was like pro innocent civilian in Palestine or something,
Yeah.
I saw a little girl, she was like 7 years old, being like, why are you attacking me? She had like dust all over her and everything. And it's like, okay, if you're trying to say war is horrible, let's talk about this, I get it. But to actually support like the paramotorists, who did the shooting and shit, like that's the horrible part. How can you be in favor of that? That's their 9/11.
Yeah, like it's the most Jews killed, I think, in one day since the Holocaust.
Oh, I was waiting. I let you finish. I'm glad I did, because I'm like, that can't be right. Little man called Adolf once says you're disrespecting his legacy.
I've been watching the Palestinian thing fairly closely, mostly on Reddit, on R Palestine, or our like Israeli conflict, all of the like sketchier, smaller, newer subreddits that are showing the scariest stuff. It is not easy to watch that all this dead Palestinian civilian stuff. It's rough. Lots of dead children. Lots of blown apart children, like compound fractures. They're laying there in pain. They're not being properly treated because there is no. So it's like they're fucked. Like I saw them laying on the floor in what looked like a hospital. If it wasn't a hospital, it was a makeshift hospital. Yeah. And these were kids, like, it is when you see like a leg that doesn't look savable from the shin down, and it's like an 8-year-old cute little girl, then it's like, wow, this it's a situation.
Yeah.
They just bombed that refugee camp, right? They're like, hey, there's a bad guy in here, and they drop. Wait, did you say again?
They did it again. So they bombed the refugee camp, and they took out the Ibrahim guy, who's some leader who they claim was part of the attack, leading it on foot, maybe. And then like big outcry. How you can't strike a refugee camp? You knew the civilians were there, and they were like, yeah, we also knew he was there. Basically, they're like, yeah, fuck you. We knew he was there. He's hiding amongst civilians, so we blew him up with multiple 500-pound bombs. It left this crater that looks like God stuck his dick in the earth. And the next day, maybe
that's
2
what they
days
said
later,
on CNN.
again, they did it. Like I don't know.
Holy mushroom stamp.
The Israelis are going so hard in the paint in a way that high school me wanted someone to feel it after 9/11. It was like fucking go get them and don't hold back. It was like, I don't care. I don't want to hear about smart bombs. I don't want to hear about any of that shit. Get them B-52s in the air. So I know where they're coming from, but man, you can't watch that footage over there in Palestine and not think, wish we were way more accurate with these bombs, or at least more discriminate with where we dropped them. Or
when you told me, like, I think it was during.
I don't want to see dead children anymore. I think
it was during the hangout, Kyle, that you said, like, yeah, they said there was one guy in the refugee camp, so they bombed the whole thing, and like, I thought you were joking. I hadn't seen that. I thought you were.
That's how we roll too. Just to be fair. Like if Osama bin Laden's hiding out at Toys R Us, get fucked.
Yeah, we do lots of fucked up shit.
Actually,
right.
that's a bad example. They could have indiscriminately bombed Osama bin Laden's house, but
They didn't know it
instead
was
they
in
went
there.
in
They
there
wanted
and did
visual
it surgically.
confirmation. That's why.
Yeah,
If they had a picture of him, they'd have blew that shit up.
there might have been more than one reason because I've heard that they did that one in particular so that they didn't have collateral damage, so they didn't just bomb. What is
They
the
smoked his
P
wife.
country? It's not
Palestine, or excuse me, Pakistan.
I can't.
Islamabad.
Pakistan. I couldn't not say Palestine, even though I knew it wasn't there.
I almost did the same fucking thing. So yeah.
yeah. So I think they just didn't want to like murder a bunch of Palestinians with 500-pound bombs like the Israelis did. That's what I.
You ever
what
watch
I
the
was
movie?
told.
You know, with the redhead, and she's the redhead CIA lady
Zero
who
Dark
found
30.
Zero Dark 30.
No,
good.
tell me more about the
No.
redhead.
It's isn't it Ron Howard's daughter?
Is it the Mad Men big tit bitch?
No, Christina Hendricks. No,
Oh,
no.
well, I don't even
It's
care.
the one who got fat.
Oh, never mind. Tell me less about the redhead. What's this movie?
It's Zero Dark 30 is very good. It's the story of the killing of Osama bin Laden, and it's really nitty gritty. It's a spy thriller, and it was that lady and Chris
Dallas
Pratt.
Bryce Howard.
Dallas Bryce Howard. Yeah.
Oh, Jurassic Park with the ass. Yes.
Yeah, with the ass, lots of ass.
Mhm.
They have to chop her ass down so that the posters don't look.
Now that's a war crime.
uh-huh.
You shouldn't allow that. That's
Oh,
like
wow.
that's like breast
Oh.
reduction surgery.
Her uncle's one of the
Straight to
ugliest
jail.
men on the planet. Look at Clint Howard. They would use
Howard?
Clint
No.
Howard back in the day to be an alien in Star Trek every time they needed an ugly motherfucker.
Is Clint Howard the hideous guy in Spaceballs who like turns
absolutely.
around with the helmet on? Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. No, probably not. That's too long ago. Ron Howard's Opie from Andy Griffith Show and famed
Clint
Hollywood
Howard.
director, of course.
That's the Spaceballs guy.
I didn't know he was in Spaceballs.
He's the,
I've never
the
seen
real-
Spaceballs.
Oh,
You never seen
I've-
Spaceballs?
I've seen a movie that you haven't. That's wild.
I know enough about Spaceballs. I don't need
Wait,
to watch
actually, oh
Spaceballs.
shit! It is Jessica Chastain. Never mind. I was completely wrong.
Oh, well, I got a chance to see a hot redhead.
Well, hot redheads. There's only like 5 of them in Hollywood, so
They're all being pushed out. That's something we
Are
need
they?
to talk about. Is the hot redheads being pushed out?
So Taylor,
pushed
tell
out
us
of
more
what?
about this replacement theory.
Yeah, they're taking all the big-titted, big-bootied redheads, and they're not putting them in movies anymore. And I know Kyle agrees with me on the redhead thing. You need more of them in
I agree
real
with you
hot
on
redheads
all
in
the, like,
movies.
yeah, I like big-titted redheads. Those are the best women in the world. You know, and if I had a virus that I could release, and it would spread like fire through this planet.
And it
killing
creates
every-
more. There are
No.
like brunette women waking up with bigger tits
That's
and
not
red
what-
hair.
That's not what it would do.
No, Taylor's virus is pretty good.
My
Let's
virus
see
is
it.
better than your virus. Fucking sucks.
My virus is a lot meaner than your virus,
No, well, my
What does
virus
this
is
wipe
about
out
love,
the non-big redheaded titty?
and all the men.
except for
Oh,
you.
and all the men. I was gonna say, like,
It's just me and them. All 12 million of them.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between us. You're trying to hoard. I'm trying to spread
Yeah.
love.
This is
And
what
everyone-
Fauci was actually working on.
Yeah, a chicken in every pot and a naked, big-titted, red-headed bimbo in every bed. That would be my FDR style campaign.
The
Get
New
lots
Deal.
of them. We invade Scotland or Ireland. Both actually. They both have lots of redheads. Ship them all over here. Only the good ones though.
Only the good ones.
Only the attractive ones.
Okay.
There's a scale at Ellis Island, and we turn them back if it's too.
You don't
high.
need a scale. Just make the door so narrow that the big ones can't get through.
That's a good idea, and it's
quicker
like
that way.
it's curved in the tit and
Mhm.
ass area, so any amount there is good.
I have to
Yeah.
put this out there. I think big tit fans are not forward thinking. Yeah. How long do you think this big titted hottie is going to stay that
When
way?
I think about a sexy woman, the first thing I think is, after I marry her, is she still going to be hot in 30 years? That's the first thing I think when I see a sexy woman.
Plan ahead.
really is
Yes,
like-
yes.
This is
You should be packing
goal-oriented.
money
I
aside.
think I wonder
for your
what her butthole
retirement
looks like.
and finding some Emma Watson looking chick to marry.
No,
to
that's
marry.
gay. No,
Yeah,
That's
it is
gay.
pretty gay
You-
to like
yeah.
Emma Watson. Yeah,
No,
that's
you
true.
we want. I don't think I've ever been as triggered by a take of yours as that.
You want to marry a woman, you fucking homo?
Yeah. Gay?
Yeah, touche. All right. You got me. No,
So
no.
what are you
should
going to
be-
do when you're elected to increase the amount of big-titted redheads?
Well, I am big on immigration policy, so that's just a side of things that people didn't, understand before. It's, I guess, I'm very big on legal immigration from Scotland and Ireland specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
This is making a lot of sense.
I'm good with
Selectively
that.
open borders.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. You just bring in absolute hotties.
That's literally how this country was founded, is hot Irish and Scottish women. So
Yeah, just some
to a degree.
some big
And
like,
German.
potato.
Way more
plucking-
Germans than you think.
Oh,
It's wild that World War I, we didn't have any sort of issue at all. There were so many Germans here.
Yeah, I mean, even here in Texas, like up by like Fredericksburg and places, there's places, cities here, entire cities that are just completely German dominated. Like German restaurants, half of the strip is just German restaurants. Like it's a huge, like still pockets of Germanic influence.
You know what I'd love to see? One of those South American like Nazi villages that's all Germanic with the architecture and everything, and there's fucking people still speaking the language and stuff. Some boys from Brazil type shit. I'd love to see that.
Did you see the one? It's down in Brazil. It's like this one town or whatever that is basically like descended from Confederates that left after the war. Ooh. And they still to this day dress up in like in fucking Confederate regalia, big Confederate flags, gone with the wind type of balls and everything. It's fucking
See,
wild.
that's bullshit. They need to adopt the culture of the country they move into.
Well, it looks like they've adopted it quite.
They're refugees. They're refugees, not immigrants. All right. There's
I
a
don't
big
know.
difference.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
That's not very woke of you.
But I also like
trying to tear away the culture of those poor refugees.
You remember when Trump won,
driven from their home by the wall of northern aggression.
Like I do like that they did what all the celebrities in like 2015 where they're like, if Trump wins, I'm moving to Canada. Like those guys were like, if this doesn't turn out right, I'm moving to fucking to be named country way down there. And then they went. Money where their mouth is. They're still flying the stars and bars, eating fried chicken, whatever they're doing down there, having a good time.
I guarantee you their food is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Southern food is great. It's like, but having great food when it's all fried, big cheat code.
Southern food with Hispanic influence.
So it's even spicier. That's better. I like that.
All right. I need good food that doesn't make you fat. I'm with Taylor on this. It's easy enough to just deep fry everything. And you can deep fry a banana and make it good.
Yeah. I still will eat it, but like it is a bit cheaty where it's like, we make the best fried chicken. And it's like,
those
if I ate mediocre
plantains,
fried chicken, it's fantastic.